Well, welcome back, everybody, to another episode of So Get This. Today is a very special episode because we will be having an amazing guest, as you all might already be aware. We are going to be having Ms. Samantha Smith up in here. We are just waiting for her to join us. So, yeah, we're going to have Mama Winchester here. I'm really excited. I've got my questions ready. I hope you have your questions and comments ready. This is just going to be really epic. And not only are we going to be chatting with Samantha, but we are also going to be having two great giveaways. And I think I see somebody. Hello.
Hi.
Hey, how are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm groovy. Thank you.
Good.
I was just telling all of our viewers out there about, we're going to have two prizes to give away towards the end of the show. You've kindly offered, I didn't even show you this. I don't think you saw this yet. This is another necklace I designed, but this isn't inspired by your character. This was inspired by you.
Oh.
And it's called Samantha's Confidence.
Oh.
So this is, yeah, and you know what inspired this is when I met you at Vegas Con, and I was just so struck by how you carry yourself, and you just exude confidence, and that's just something that resonated with me, and this happened. So
Beautiful. I love the color.
oh, thank you. Yeah, it's really cool. It's like a cobalt blue.
Yeah. No, it's gorgeous.
Thank you.
I'm gonna
So now we're getting oh no, it says live, but they see nothing, just black. Oh, they're having trouble viewing us. Let me see. It says we're live. Let me see something here. I could see the screen.
Do you want me to hang up and call you back?
Oh no, you're fine. You're fine. Our viewers, I think they just need to reload.
Okay.
If everybody can just confirm in the chat window that they're cool, that they could see everything. I think Natalie's the only one that's saying she's having an issue. So hopefully that resolves when you refresh. The other amazing giveaway, Samantha has very generously offered an autographed photo to give away towards the end.
I wanted it to show you, but it will be me.
Okay, so is everybody ready? All right. All right, so I'm going to start.
Okay.
You were with the show, obviously, from the gate. The whole show was structured around your character.
Well.
I mean, the whole first season evolved around avenging you.
Right.
What were your expectations when you first filmed the pilot versus how you saw things change afterwards? How did your perspective change as the show evolved?
Well, the gardeners just arrived next door. Just keep perfect timing. You know, can you hear that?
I can't hear it.
Okay. Oh, that helps. Thank you. Shut the door. I didn't know what to expect during the pilot. I knew that I died in the first scene, or the second scene, and sitting there in the dark because we're filming at night, sitting on a director's chair with my big coat because it's freezing outside. Well, for LA, it was freezing outside, and I was sitting with Eric Kripke, and he was talking about how the show is all about supernatural and maybe you'll come back as a ghost, and I was like, that would be great. And this is the thing, people say that stuff all the time, but I mean, literally 4 episodes in, there I was as a ghost, and I don't know if that's what you mean as far as like my perspective on. I guess once I came back, I realized just how deep it was going to go all the time. It wasn't just going to be a monster of the week. There was going to be the monster of the week, but there was also the through line of these boys and their family. And then, you know, at the end of that episode, at the end of Home, they say, well, she destroyed her soul or her spirit coming to save you. And I was like, oh, well, I guess that's it. I'll never be back. But that's not the case. Like, they've kept Mary's spirit really present and alive. It's kind of great.
Yeah, the episode with the djinn was exceptionally. I loved what you did in that episode because it evoked so many emotions and it was heart-wrenching. It was absolutely heart-wrenching.
It was sad. I mean, it was sad for me to see them age me. I'm kidding. No, it was actually, I bet Jensen and I talked about it at the time, and it was a really hard episode for both of us because for me, I, up until that point, had been Mary, like the mom, you know, just this sort of personification of kind of like a perfect mom, right? Especially once you're gone, then they only remember the angelic sort of perfect mom stuff. And I had to be a regular person, like a real mom who like rolls her eyes and is like, "What are you doing?" and have a life. And he had to, I mean, obviously what he had to go through to be like, what is happening? It was really challenging. We were both a little bit like the whole week.
So it got into your headspace, that one.
It did. For me, I kept like, how do I act like a normal person here? Like, you know, you have your character and how she is and how she talks and her voice, and it had to be different for that. Otherwise, it wouldn't have played as real.
Mm-hmm.
So, but it was fun. It was fun to be kind of just like in jeans and making a sandwich and being a real person. It was good.
It's like the behind the scenes of Mary Winchester, a day in the life of.
Right. And
Well,
also de-aging through the episode back to the nightgown at the beginning. I don't know if anyone noticed that. Like, I'm like in a gown and we're out to dinner, and then through the episode they put less and less on me. I got younger and younger until I was back to regular Mary Winchester in her nightgown in the final scene. I don't know if that was apparent.
I didn't even realize that, and now that you say that, that has a lot more meaning to it.
Yeah, closer and closer to reality, I think, is the idea, I think.
It makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
It makes sense.
Love your hair, by the way.
Oh, thank you. It was Garthed. Actually, what happened was I found out halfway through getting my hair done that it was DJ Qual's cousin doing my hair. Isn't that funny? Small world.
Yes, so small.
We have some comments in the chat window.
Oh,
so
sure.
Let's jump there. Let's see. We have. Okay, well, we have confirmation that everybody can see, which is great. We have someone named Natalie who is viewing from the Netherlands, and it's 2 a.m. there.
Ooh.
So, that's awesome. Thank you for insomnia. We have a question from Madison, who is asking if you have ever had a paranormal experience.
Yes, I have. We have a ghost in our house.
Oh, you need to tell us. That's
how long do you have?
As long as you do.
Basically, when we first moved in, I was pregnant, and we literally moved in maybe almost a month before our son was born. And so sleep deprived and, you know, all that. So in the first month we didn't notice much, but as time went on, and we live in a duplex, so there's people upstairs.
Okay.
And so, you know, you hear walking and stuff, but I guess this started happening more and more as he started reaching, my son started reaching like 6 months or so. He'd be on the changing table and he'd look over and he would smile and laugh at nothing. And we'd be like, okay, it's the ghost. And we just kind of, whatever. But then as time went on, he started doing, I don't know, anyone who has kids knows, you have those walkers. His was shaped like a race car. And you put him in it and he would cruise all around the house. And it had music and a horn, and when he wasn't in it, we would keep it in this corner right in front of the closet outside my bedroom. And not infrequently, it would just turn itself on for no reason. In the middle of the night, in the afternoon, Wyatt's sleeping, and then it's like, music would go on. And one night, I was walking down the hall, and then I was crossing the hall to the living room, and my bedroom's at the other end. And so out of the corner of my eye, I saw a man standing in that corner. And he was kind of standing like this, his head down, and he was wearing like a slouchy jacket and trousers and boots, kind of like they wore in the 30s. And I did a double take, and I'm sorry, that's so loud. He's standing outside my window with the blower. I'm so sorry. So anyway, I looked on and I double take and he's not there, right? But I'm like, okay, so that's weird that that's the same spot. I'm like, I'm seeing things. And the next day I said to my husband, so I feel like we might have a ghost. And he goes, you've seen him too?
No. Oh my God.
Okay. He's completely been like non-malicious or whatever. He just hangs out. My kid seems to like him. But yeah, we used to, and I would see him sometimes in the playroom, and we would just have weird stuff happen. And then down the line, about a year or two later, and you know, we would just, I'd talk to him. I'd be like, hey, how's it going? And just, my neighbors, my landlord lives upstairs. They're the people upstairs, and she called someone to clean up our chimney. And we have like stacked chimneys, right? Mm-hmm. And we'd always had fires, and they cleaned out the chimney. And we had saged the house a few times because every once in a while it started to feel like a malevolent spirit, like pick up some negative energy or something, because apparently that's what ghosts do, right? They pick up the energy.
Oh, wow.
If they could have picked it up anywhere. And it started to feel a little creepy, and it never had before. So we saged the house, and the chimney sweep came. And then we tried to have a fire, and all the smoke was coming in the house. I'm like, didn't they just clean the chimney? So we fixed the flue. They came back, did it again, same problem. Third time he came back, I'm like, dude, we were fine until you started trying to fix the chimney. And he crawls in there, and he shines a light up, and he goes, it's clean. I don't know, but there's like some kind of, it looks like there's some kind of like cloud in there. I don't know. It's so weird. And I'm like, so that's where the ghost went. He's hanging out in the chimney. We still can't have fires.
Oh, wow. You know, I have a very similar story where I have 4 kids, and each of them, when they were babies, for whatever reasons, not in this house, now I'm down in Tennessee, when I was back in New Jersey, in our bedroom, you'd walk in, and for whatever reasons, the baby would, like, eyes were always up on the upper left corner of the ceiling, and the same thing as your son, laughing, smiling, and there's nothing there. And each of my kids did it, and I'm like, and then when my 13-year-old, when he turned to be about 3 years old, he came in my room, looked up in that corner again, he says, Mommy, ghost, mouth wide open, ah. So I just picked him up and took him out of the room. And I do the same thing. I sage the house, and, you know, we've had some pretty crazy things happen after that. One of them was pretty malevolent, but that's for another, it was, but I'm glad that you can relate.
Yeah, nothing bad ever happened, but there was definitely something. There was definitely something. I don't know if he built the house or died in the house, or I don't know.
That's interesting. And when you saw him, was it like you were looking at another person, or was he translucent?
No, he was like kind of gray, all gray. Like, you know, like in the Depression era, like the shabby, like droopy,
like the suit kind of
user, and like a little one of those newsboy caps. I think he had, like, he was just kind of slumped. He looked really sad, but he was just kind of standing there. And then he was gone. So,
Wow.
I call him George.
Does Wyatt see him still?
I don't think so. I mean, but I think my animals, I had 2 cats and a dog at the time, and I think they all were aware. It was weird.
That is.
And my neighbor upstairs, I said to my landlord, I'm like, listen, I feel like we have a ghost. She goes, oh, my daughter hears him walking up and down the hall. I'm like, so there's something.
Wow.
There's something. Multiple confirmations.
That's really incredible, especially to get that validation, because yeah, usually when I tell people, they think I'm crazy, but you know, that could be a bunch of other things too. But let's see what else we've got in the chat window here. Oh, we've been joined by Adina. Adina is a wonderful woman. I love her to death. And she's asking, how do you feel about the transition from Amy's Mary to your version? Did you work with Amy at all?
You know, I didn't, because I had been on, I think, several episodes before young Mary came along.
Yep.
And I can't remember. It's possible we spoke on the phone before she did her episode, I feel like. I can't remember. I have no memory anymore. As a mom, you know. Nobody. But I do know that she watched all of my old episodes and patterned herself after the Mary that was already established. And so when I saw the episode, I don't think I did talk to her, because I remember really wondering who it was. And she was so, I was like, wow, they cast someone a lot like me. Like, we're kind of similar. And then when I met her, she's nothing like me at all. Like, she is an amazing person, awesome, funny, but but our essences are completely different. But she sort of imitated whatever I did really well, I thought, to the point where I thought that we were so similar. You know, it was quite a job by her.
Wow, it is always difficult when you have multiple people playing the same role.
Yes, yes.
We have a question from, I'm going to try, this is a unique username here. It's Don't Go Stake in My Heart. Okay. And Don't Go Stake in My Heart writes, if you had the chance to write your own Mary-centric episode, what would you have happen? It could be pre-pilot or current.
Oh. Wow, that's a really good question.
Isn't that great? You're going to have to write more questions for all my interviews. I like that.
Yeah, that's a good one. I feel like, just off the top of my head, I would like to do something current and find out where Mary is, and have her do something important, either in purgatory or hell or heaven or floating around on earth, wherever she is. Do something that is important and difficult, but maybe nobody knows. You know what I mean? Like, she's either saves one of the boys or both of them, or helps somebody, or does something without credit.
Oh, that's interesting. Why the no credit?
Because it's sadder.
That's true.
It's more the show. It's more the show. Yeah. Or if, like, maybe the whole time they don't know what's happening until the end, and then she's gone, or you know what I mean? Like, it's.
Oh yeah. Oh, that is sad. That is sad.
Oh, wow. It goes. They break our heart weekly, right?
I know. I need to invest in Kleenex because of the damn show. Oh, okay. So Catherine Smith is asking, what was Vegas Con like, getting the family all together again?
It was so fun. I had been there from the day before. We just popped in Saturday night. My husband was with me. We kind of just were hanging around all day. We just went backstage, and Jeffrey was there, and Jensen and Jared were on stage, and they didn't know I was there.
Oh, okay.
They knew I'd been, but I don't think they knew I was there. And then Jeffrey came out, and then I came out, and Jensen, they were both like, what are you doing here? No. Jared wasn't there. He wasn't feeling well. I think it was just Jensen. I think Jared was there. Oh. So it was just me and Jeffrey and Jensen on the stage. and then the next day with both of them. It's just, I mean, they're such sweet quality guys. It's always nice to see them. And like with most of the cast, I mean, they're the only ones I've really worked with. Since the pilot I worked with Jeffrey, mostly I worked with Jensen and Jared. And I think I did one episode where I got to work with Jim and Nisha and Mark Shepard. But other than that, like, I've never worked with Kim. I've never worked with any of the Rubies or any of the, or Abaddon or any of the other characters. I've never gotten, it's always just me. So at conventions, it's always a family reunion, not just with the guys, but with everybody. So.
Oh, wow. I wish I could have seen you guys on stage. I was stuck in the vendor's room and I get to hear, like, oh, did you know that they're on stage together? Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah. People kind of freaked out. I knew they'd be happy. I had no idea. They were like.
Yeah, it was like.
Unexpected.
Energy that was coming back into the vendor's room after that was, everybody was losing their minds. Oh, wow. Let's see. Oh, okay. And Wayward Bard is asking, your version of Eve was interesting as well. Did you enjoy that spin, playing the mother of all, taking Mary's form?
So much. I don't get to play evil very often, and the way it was written was amazing because I didn't have to be arch, didn't have to be anything. It was funny. And I sat there, you know, sort of, it was so, I mean, we shot that scene, a lot of it was like 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. It was a really late night.
Oh, wow.
And, but there's something really cool about that. Like we were out on the set of this diner out in the middle of nowhere, and there was just so many parts to it, and I'm walking all around, and I had pages and pages of dialogue. Like I don't know if anyone remember, but Eve was just like, she had so and I loved that girl Julia who played the young, like the real version. So that's one of my favorite episodes I did, because it was so wrong in so many ways. It was so great.
It was great to see your character take that turn and get a different dose of you. It was awesome. It was awesome.
I was, you know, people said, well, what kind of Mary was that? I'm like, that wasn't Mary. She looked like
Mary's skin.
Twin. Yes, exactly.
What was your reaction to learning down the road that your character was actually a hunter?
Oh, right. Really surprised. And at first I was like, could they not have told me that? That would have been really good to know. But at the same time, it was okay. You know, the way I had her, she had already left that life, so it made sense. But I loved that. What, honey? Sorry. I loved it. I was like, okay, this is where her strength comes from. It was cool. It was a good surprise reveal.
It wasn't it? I remember standing up and screaming because I was so like, epic! That was such a great turn that the story took, and then, you know, it just made so much sense. And
the backstories never end. It's just like,
oh, I know,
behind and behind and behind. It's kind of crazy.
They never run out of
elements natural, like the ghosts, and they can do whatever they want. They can be like, nope, he used to be a, you know, dragon, like, and it's fine. Like, they can do whatever they want. So there's no, you can't anticipate what's coming.
That's true. They do keep us on our toes like that. You just never know what they're going to whip up, who they're going to kill, but bring back or not bring back. It's crazy. When I sit down and I just start thinking of all the things that the writers have given us and given, you know, fleshing out these characters and these stories and just the talent between the actor and the writer, it's overwhelming, and it's such a different quality than any other show I've ever watched. I've always felt like the show has a very unique chemistry that stands out more than anything. And one of the facets is the community, and I'm talking about not only the fans but the cast and the crew seem to all be a bunch of very caring, loving people that enjoy doing great things without asking for reward in return. So many actors and fans get involved in things like charities or trying to help each other out. Are there any causes that are dear to you that you'd like to talk about?
Well, I have a couple charities I like to support.
Mm-hmm.
I have two animal rescues. One is called Ghetto Rescue. It's run by, one of our dogs came from there. It's run by firemen and police and ambulance drivers only, and they only rescue animals they find on the streets during their what is it called, when they're on duty.
Oh, wow.
I became friendly with Tammy, a woman who drives around in a black and white police car, and she's awesome. And one of our dogs came because she went on a radio call to someone's house, and they had a box of puppies that they were going to try to sell on the corner. She's like, "No, you're not. Give me the box." And then my aunt has a dog rescue up north called NorCal Aussie Rescue. It's Australian Shepherds.
Oh, nice.
Wary on the top of a mountain, and she has like 35 dogs at a time, and she rescues anyone she can find, any Australian Shepherd, some like Border Collie mixes and stuff. Most fullbreds are all over the shelters, especially dogs that are working dogs like that, because people don't anticipate how much work they are. Border Collies and Shepherds and stuff, they are busy and they want to work, and if you just leave them in the house all day, they start and then they nip and bark. They're crazy. They need more stimulation than that.
Mm-hmm.
And she also rescues what she calls pocket dogs, like any little dog she can find at the shelter when she's picking up the other ones. They're just easy to place. She's got this motley assortment of little tiny dogs, and she finds homes for them. And we're quite enthralled with Sea Shepherd as well.
With what?
Sea Shepherd. Sea Shepherd is an organization. It's pretty extreme. I believe Paul, the main guy, broke off from Greenpeace because they weren't extreme enough for him. He's the one that takes the big whaling vessels. He bought one, like a big cruise ship, and he goes down to the South Pacific and the Antarctic and inhibits the Japanese whalers from whaling. He will, block them from getting next to the whale. And unfortunately, the World Whaling Commission has made a lot of rules that have really inhibited his ability to be effective. They won't let him use water cannons. They can only use these little blow-up boats. And of course, the whaler ships have all kinds of interventions to thwart them. But they've made a lot of progress. The whales are just being decimated, and they have made a huge, huge difference in our oceans. And it takes unbelievable dedication. I watch them, and it's freezing, and they're wet, and they're sick, and they're cut, and they're just, the interns are out there for free, and it's.
Oh, wow.
There's a show on TV, or there was, I don't know if it's still on, it's called Whale Wars. And it's
I think I've heard of that, yeah.
Organization. It's pretty amazing.
Oh, wow. Thank you for sharing that with us.
Yeah.
Okay, so my questions are so disjointed. There's no flow to it. I'm so sorry. I'm jumping all over the place. I'm going to throw out there, because you've been on many shows, how has being on Supernatural differed than all of the other shows you've done, like House, Profiler, or The Mentalist, etc.?
Well, I'm trying to think, except for the horror movie I just did last year, most of what I've done does not involve any sort of supernatural issue. So everything on Supernatural has been suspending disbelief, and you're just in it, and this stuff really exists, and this is your reality. Pretty much on everything else, I'm like a crying wife. Either grieving mother, crying wife, or I'm dying. So, or both.
Oh wow!
I died so many different ways. I've been shot. I've been electrocuted. I've been eaten by dogs. I was stabbed and set on fire in Supernatural. I think there's one I'm forgetting. In fact, when I was in Transformers, we had just finished filming it, and my manager at the time was pushing me for some other stuff, and he's like, "Sam, I'm so excited for you in this movie. I can't bring myself to tell the people that I'm telling you're in the movie that you die." I'm like, I don't die. I survived this movie. Such commonplace, or so commonplace for me to be killed off in some fashion. Oh yeah, eating by dogs was what's that one? The Criminal Minds. So yeah, all of them. It was yeah. So I got to live in Transformers. That was great.
That must have been a blast to film.
It was cool. I wasn't there much. I was only there a couple days, but I remember I was getting my makeup touched up on set. We're out in the middle of a ranch out north of LA, and I lean against this thing, and I thought it was like a semi or something, and I turn around and I realize it's Josh Duhamel's character. He was sort of in cahoots with this one Transformer that was a black pickup truck.
Mm-hmm.
The bumper was like here. Like,
oh God.
It was so big. I was like, this is so cool. And I got to watch some of the sand stuff coming up. I mean, just, those monsters that came up out of the sand. And it was cool. It was cool to be part of something that has such grand scope.
Mm-hmm.
So
a lot of action.
Yeah, I mean, not for me. I was supposed, I'm there with the baby. But anyway.
Okay, we're gonna jump to our chat window again. Let's see. Okay, Paulette Gasman is asking if you could talk to us about how you got started in acting.
Oh, completely backwards. I got started because when I was 15, I had started modeling in New York, and I started booking a lot of commercials. And then I moved to LA to go to college. I kind of was over the modeling thing, and I was doing more commercials because they shot more commercials in LA. So I thought I'll go to school, I'll do commercials. And I got a commercial for HBO, and they were advertising HBO on regular networks. Mm-hmm. And I actually had dialogue. I'd never had dialogue before. I'd done things like "Will of LA," but it was never a conversation. And it was so fun. I had such a great time. I was like, well, maybe I could do this. And then a director was doing an independent movie, saw the commercial, and flew me to Chicago to audition for his film. Now, I'm pretty sure I was terrible, but they gave me the part anyway. And we were in pre-production, and it was going, and then 2 weeks before filming, all the funding fell out, which happens. Oh, wow. It ended up getting made later with other people, but by that time, I had called around, and I found an agent. I'm like, I have a movie. Can you negotiate for me? Like, I need an agent to do this. I don't know what I'm doing. And they sent me out on some auditions, and about 6 months later, I got my first job that actually happened, which was Seinfeld.
Oh, wow. That is so awesome. So
that was it.
What were you studying in school before you?
I was just everything. I was studying psychology, horticulture, Celtic mythology, creative writing. I think I just had the 4 at the time.
Oh, wow.
I think there was one more. Nothing like math or anything like that. I was just kind of I was going at night, so I was just kind of taking a smattering of things to try to fill some boxes, and I loved it. But then I started working. So right after that, right after Seinfeld. Then I booked an episode of Nash Bridges. And the first day of filming, Don Johnson fell down the front steps of his house and broke his ankle. So he could only be on set for like an hour or two before he had to just go home. So one episode of the show took over a month to film. So I was up in San Francisco where they were filming it for over a month, and I missed a whole month of school. And that was sort of the end of that. And then I started working more and more. And
here you are. That's great.
Yeah.
Let's see. We have a question.
Please.
Oh, this is interesting. Judith is asking, how was it playing mom to someone only a few years younger than yourself?
Well, it's more than a few, but weird. And it's weird, like, looking up to them because they're like this. It was a little bit awkward at first because in the pilot, I had real children. They were like 5. And
right.
But very quickly, I became I feel very maternal towards both of them. Like, you know, ridiculous, but true. I do. Maybe more like an older sister in real life than their mom, but it definitely feels familial. It's funny. And they listen to me.
They better.
Yes.
They don't have a choice.
Exactly.
Let's see. Oh, Paulette also has another very good question. Who's the most interesting person that you've ever worked with?
So many. The first one that comes to mind is Steve Buscemi.
Oh, okay.
He's just, you never know what he's going to do. And in the movie I did with him, he was playing a Hare Krishna monk.
I'm trying to visualize that.
He was fantastic. It was really fun. But I've worked with many, many fun people, obviously. Especially, that's one of the bonuses of doing a lot of guest stars as opposed to just your own show. You get to work with so many people. I mean, I know that if you're a series regular, you have a lot of people coming in. Well, but yeah, I've gotten to play so many different things. Yeah.
That's true. It just opens up your experiences to all these other things that you otherwise wouldn't have if you were just on one show all the time. Let's see. Okay, we're really going off the beaten path here. Okay, so I'm going to ask you, what are the first 5 songs in your playlist?
I wrote these down.
Oh, did you? Good.
The first one does not count, even though I like it.
Okay.
It's not because of me. It's Centuries by Fall Out Boy, and it's because my son listens to it on repeat everywhere we drive. So it's right at the top. And the other 5 are One of These Nights by the Eagles.
Ooh, okay.
For Me, It's You by Train. It's Not Over by Daughtry. Always on Your Side by Sheryl Crow. And then the 5th one was 2. They were the same. One is Wake Me Up from, I think it's called Avicii. Honey, is that how you say it, Avicii? I get and It's My Life by Bon Jovi.
Oh, you like Bon Jovi.
Oh, Jersey girl, right?
Wait a minute. You're from Jersey?
I'm from Jersey.
Get out.
Yeah.
What part?
Franklin Lakes. Brigham.
Oh, wow. Because I'm from Jersey City.
Okay, sure.
Right. Hudson County, right?
Right. My sister lived in Hoboken, you know. I'm just by the New York State border. But I left when I was a teenager. I left at 17.
Oh, wow. Okay. Why did I not know that? Okay. That is so cool. What?
It's a little known secret.
Well, only the coolest people come from New Jersey. You know, you got Jack Nicholson, you, Debbie Harry.
That's right. Frank Sinatra, Brooke Shields.
Yep.
Bruce Springsteen, John Bon Jovi.
Yep. I get tons of Bon Jovi jokes being down here now. Oh, you're from Jersey. You must like Bon Jovi. You must like Bruce Springsteen. You must love Governor Christie. No.
Less on that one. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, don't get me started on that. My son actually called me. I was pulling out of my driveway this afternoon to run an errand, and my 10-year-old called me on the phone. He says, I'm like halfway out of the driveway. I didn't even leave the house yet. He says, Mom, Governor Christie just said he might be running for president. I said, you needed to destroy my day like that? You know, we're moving to Canada if he wins.
Oh, he won't even get through the primary. I don't understand it, but all he's going to do is dilute the pool. But I mean, he hasn't even started running yet, and he's full of scandal. I can only imagine once he's actually what's going to come out. Like, anyway, that's just my personal opinion. I'm sure many people think he's great,
and I'm sure, and I agree that I disagree with that, but no, yeah, I'll be respectful to everybody's opinions, but they're all wrong. I'm joking. Okay. What would be the ultimate role for you?
Oh, Lara Croft, no question.
Oh, I would love to see you do that. That would be epic.
I mean, the fact that it was Angelina Jolie makes me feel good because you can't really compete with her. And she did a great job, thank God, because if they'd given it to somebody who had tanked it, I would have been like, ah! But I would never get hired as that anyway. It's just not the kind of roles I generally get, but I could do it if given the chance. I was just such a great character, fearless and strong and independent and going through tombs in Cambodia. I'm like, I'm in.
That is so cool. I think we should start a campaign for you. Let's get Sammy.
I'll be Lara Croft's mother, but you know.
No.
Her auntie from New Jersey.
Oh boy. Let's check the chat window some more. Let's see. No. Wow, everybody's like all over this family reunion stuff. They're dying to have you guys reunited again.
I think there's some sort of campaign to have me and Jeffrey come to the Dallas Con because it's the 10-year anniversary of the pilot or the 11?
I think it's.
I can't remember. But in any case, I think it's the 10-year reunion because the 10 years is finished and 11 is starting. I think that's
okay.
But I haven't talked to them about it yet, so they're probably waiting to see if Jeffrey comes.
Oh, we need to make this happen. We so need to make this happen.
Well, we had the family reunion in London at the Asylum Convention in May. So there were pictures with me and Jeffrey and all of that. So, but that hasn't happened in the States. So there's room for that. Even when Vegas, we didn't have any photo ops with me and Jeffrey. Or me and, I mean, I can't imagine if they did the whole family. People might like that.
My husband was asking me that yesterday. He was saying, I don't remember seeing any photo ops with the whole family together. And I said, I don't think they did it, actually.
No.
And what were they thinking? I'm not thinking. That would have been perfect.
Yes.
We've been joined by Carrie, who is an amazing human being. She is a good friend of mine. And she says, hello.
Hi,
and she's
I know her, right? Is that the same one I know?
I don't. No. This is a different Carrie.
Oh, okay.
You're thinking of Carrie, who does the Hellhound Puppies. Is that who you're thinking of?
I don't know. I just know her on Twitter.
Okay. Well, you know what? You might know her. Know her. Her name is on Carrie. I forgot your username on Twitter. I'm sorry. If you can refresh my memory. Okay. Catherine Smith is asking, what is your favorite project that you've done so far?
I mean, I don't know if Supernatural counts as a project. I mean, it's forever. Each episode feels like its own project. Let's see. I really did like this movie I just did last fall. It's called Worry Dolls. It's a horror movie and it's scary.
I was going to ask you about that. Yeah.
But I got to be a mom, but like a multifaceted mom with a job and a ex-husband and a new boyfriend and a life, and a daughter who may or may not be possessed.
When is that coming out?
Well, I just talked to the writer producer, my friend Christopher Wheel, who was also in it. And I texted him today. I'm like, can I say anything? He's like, say what you want. I'm like, hey. It looks like they're selling it right now, so that means it would be out soon, I guess. I don't know anything about movie distribution, like zero. I know. So I don't know if there's a certain season when you release movies, or if you do a convention. Is there like a horror movie convention for like a not convention? Not what's it called? Like Sundance or any of those movie.
Oh, like a film festival? Like a horror film festival?
Yes, festival, not convention.
There must be.
I don't know. But anyway, so it looks like it's looking good for release.
Awesome.
It's good. It's really well done. It looked amazing. Our DP was great. And we were filmed in the countryside of Mississippi. So it was lush and green and sweaty and hot. And I mean, there were garden spiders this big. Like, and they were completely chill, but they were huge. And cockroaches and just
that's my
down there. But these old Victorian houses, and the house we filmed in, I think it had like a potentially like an underground railroad situation happening, because there was over the staircase. If you were going up the stairs, there was a window on one of the overhangs, like of the landing. But when you went upstairs, there was no room there. Like there was a wall, so you couldn't get to the window. But there were 2 bedrooms with like panels in the back of the closets. Like I think there was a whole secret room up there. So either they had like a crazy aunt that they locked in there, or it was sort of, I don't know. It was crazy. That's what would happen in the South, right? They have all that stuff. The Underground Railroad, secret rooms, houses built in 1700.
Oh wow.
It was really cool.
That probably added so much to the atmosphere of the film too.
That house was amazing, and everywhere we went, and it was super fun when we weren't covered in blood.
Now I really, really, really want to see that. Sounds like it's right up my alley.
It's fun. You'll like it. The cast is great. The acting is great. The writing is really great. The girl that played my daughter is fantastic. Her name's Kennedy Bryce. She works nonstop. I think she's 10. I mean, she's fantastic. She's really good.
So we'll keep our eye out for Worry Dolls. That sounds like so much fun. I can't wait. We have a question from Adina asking if you would ever consider participating in Gishwas, being on a team for Gishwas.
I have to admit, I don't totally know what that means. I know that that's Misha's charity. And does that mean, like, would I help as being one of the things, or would I participate in a team as far as trying to do the treasure hunt? That probably no. But of course, if I say this now, and not that he would, but if Misha tried, like, what did he do to poor Orlando Jones? Like, made everyone change their name to him or something last year. I just suddenly had like 3,000 people following me named Orlando Jones. I'm like, and then when I finally met him, I'm like, and he's like, yeah, that was part of it. You had to have a certain number of people named Orlando Jones following you.
That's
so one of the elements or something like that. Anyway.
Okay.
So if you want to do something like that, that would be fine. I would, or if they needed a picture with me, or they needed, like, anything they needed from me that way. As far as finding the time to actually do the scavenger hunt, I will admire those who do.
Yeah, I have the utmost respect for those who can go out and do it. That I know.
I mean, he asks things that are actually impossible, and they do it through creativity or perseverance. It's kind of crazy.
I'm trying to remember. Some people were sending me pictures. Like, I think they had to make a bikini out of socks or something. Like, they had to. Exactly. I think one of the items in this current wave, this current hunt, was having a picture of a nun in full habit going down a water slide or swinging on a rope over a lake. And someone actually did it.
That's what I mean. Like, perseverance.
How do you do that, Oh, wow. Well, I mean,
I would love to live inside Misha's brain for like 3 minutes.
It's a scary place there.
There's a lot going on in there.
Oh, someone is asking, Wayward Bard is asking if you could repeat the name of the German Shepherd Sanctuary.
The Australian Shepherd.
Australian Shepherd. I'll type it out for them.
Okay, it's called Norcal, Norcal.
Mm-hmm.
Aussie, Aussie, Rescue. I believe that's the name of their website, norcalaussie.org, I believe. Let me look.
Okay.
It's a wonderful place. She put in a natural, like it's a pool, but it's all rock, and it's looks like a spring, and they can swim in it because it's so hot there. Rescue. She's just devoted. Yeah, NorCalAussieRescue.com.
Okay. Let me type that in.
Thank you. Thank you for asking.
Rescue.com. Awesome. Yeah, that's why we ask, because we have such a loving bunch of people in this fandom that just want to help. So
you can't help everyone, but you can pick one at a time, you know.
Exactly. Do what you can.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Someone commented with the word bacon. I'm not sure why. I'm not sure what that means.
I say no to bacon.
I'm sorry?
I say no to bacon. Turkey bacon.
Turkey bacon? Okay, yeah, I could do turkey bacon. Totally. Oh no, the message wouldn't let me send the link. Okay. Chat won't let you send a link, but I'll just write it out. NorCal Aussie Rescue. The word dot. The word com. There we go.
Oh.
There you go. YouTube. Take that.
See, you thwarted them. You outsmarted them.
Yeah, that's about as smart as I get. Oh, okay. Now we get to, I have a couple of really stupid questions.
Okay.
All right, so you're stranded on an island. It could be any island of your choice, a beach island, a desert island, whatever. And you could have only one supernatural character with you. Who would it be and why?
I think it would have to be Jody Mills. She'd be my buddy. Love her. And also because, you know, Kim is one of my closest friends in real life.
That's awesome. You know, Kim gets the most requests. Every interview that I've had, most people have said Kim. It's so cool.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Mills is amazing. So that's easy. That was a layup. That was the one question I didn't have to think about.
Okay, awesome. Okay, so my next question is, what is your guilty pleasure?
My guilty pleasure is watching shows that I'm way out of the demographic for. Like Teen Wolf and Vampire Diaries. Just, I'm actually age appropriate for Penny Dreadful, which I love. Love Penny Dreadful.
I've not watched it yet. Should I start?
Oh, do yourself a favor. And there are moments where it goes slow because it's Victorian, you know, but it's deep and it's dark. It's really, and the acting, Ava Green, it's mind blowing. There's an episode where she's at a seance. I'm not going to say what happens because I was just like, it's so crazy. She's so good. But, you know, Teen Wolf and Vampire Diaries and the originals, I have to watch all that stuff by myself because my husband's like, no. And no. Just me.
It's like that in my house too. It's like the shows I like, I gotta watch on my own, and
Okay,
let's
it's not hurting anyone. It's not like like Real Housewives or something where everyone's just being mean to everybody and yelling and being awful. Like, these are fictional characters being awful and killing.
It's different. Yeah, I'm over the reality crap. I'm so over it.
I never watched it. I couldn't. It made me so anxious to watch people like conniving and being low level, and I was like, this is setting a very poor example for people. I just couldn't do it.
I remember when Ghost Hunters had first come out, and they were calling that reality TV, but I didn't quite agree with that. And I loved the show until they started having conflicts within the teams, and like they set up these staged arguments. Like I'm watching because I want to see ghosts. I'm not, you know. But,
right, exactly.
Yeah. Oh boy. Okay. Favorite quote. What is your favorite quote?
I have many. The one that has been on my brain lately is, forgiveness is giving up hope of a better past.
I got to write that one down. Repeat that. Forgiveness
is giving up hope of a better past.
Giving up hope of a better past. Oh, that's excellent.
It's good, right? It's useful.
Very useful. Very useful. It's so scary how useful that is, especially for me right now too. That kind of fits me. Oh wow. Where did you hear that?
I don't even remember.
Oh, that's cool.
But it's important. You know, it's sort of, I just read one the other day. It's like, let go or be dragged. And it's sort of
that's great too.
Along the same lines.
I gotta write that. Let go or be dragged. Oh wow. All right, so actually I think we should start with a trivia question so we can give our necklace away.
Finish up and do that. Okay.
All right. So just as a warning, all of you out there, I actually stumped Sam on one of these questions, so look out.
It's true. I was like, huh?
Okay, so this question is for this necklace, which is called Samantha's Confidence, done after the lovely Samantha Smith. And the question is, first of all, I just have to say, the only people that can participate in this contest is someone who has not won anything from me in 8 weeks. So 2 months. If you've won something within the past 2 months, give somebody else a chance. So the question is, how did John and Mary get together, and what was the reason why they got together in that way? So the first person to answer that will win this necklace. And just so you know, there's another trivia question that we're going to be asking, and the winner of that question will receive an autographed picture of Samantha. So you choose which you want to go for, but this question is for this necklace. How did John and Mary get together, and why did they get together that way? So the first person to answer that gets this, and then we will have the trivia for the autographed picture. And in the meantime, let's see, this is my super professional notes. I think, oh yeah, finish this sentence. All you need is
cheese.
That's the best answer I've gotten yet.
The truth, right?
Oh my God, yeah. Oh my God, that is so funny. That's fact.
Right.
I think I'm gonna hang that up in my kid's bathroom right next to her toothbrushes. Oh, I think we've got an answer. Okay, Wayward Bard was the first to answer, and what she wrote was, well, it was the Cupid, wasn't it? They planned for it. Why did they plan for it? So that didn't fully answer it. Catherine Smith answered they were orders from heaven for them to get together. That's not the whole answer. Paulette Gasman answered angels / Cupid because Sam and Dean had to be born, and that is the answer. They got together, they were paired together by a Cupid because Michael's and Lucifer's vessels needed to be born. So Paulette, you've won. So Paulette, I'm going to type in my email address here in the chat window, and you can email me your address so that I can send you the necklace. Congratulations, Paulette. And okay, so those of you who did answer but didn't quite get it, there's another question coming up. You have another chance. So, what was John's and Mary's street address?
You see how long it takes to type into a web.
You don't have to give me an area code or zip code, whatever it is, just the street address. So let's see, we're getting lots of congratulations to Paulette. Thank you guys for being great sports about it. You all rock. John and Mary's street address. And I think everybody's thinking.
What? They did the same thing I did. It was like, is that a thing? Like,
I didn't know it was a thing until this afternoon. So yeah, I was trying to like, oh really? I didn't know that.
You came up with a good one.
Let's see. Adina just put it right out there. She's going to super wiki it. Go for it. Whoever gets to wiki first. Oh, Natalie's saying too bad this isn't working. I'm like 3 minutes behind, so no chance to win. Natalie, I think everybody is on the same delay. YouTube, while it's a live stream event, there's still a delay between our broadcast and what you see on YouTube. Everybody's got the same delay. It's not just you. I'm sorry?
In case I use bad language.
Oh, you're allowed to use bad language? I should have said that before. When I had Brianna Buckmaster, she was my first interview on this show, and yeah, it was like a roller coaster. It was awesome.
Did she know from the list?
You wouldn't believe what I used as my trivia question. I said, anybody who can kind of guess how many times she said fuck in this interview, whoever gets closest to that, and I said it could be any form of the word. It could be fuck, it could be fucking, fuckers, and we counted 19. Because as she was throughout the whole interview, I'm just ticking off on a piece of paper, and so we did the math, and it averaged out to like a fuck every 90 seconds or something, and it was so fun. But yeah, I should have prefaced this with, yeah, we could have potty mouths. But oh, I'm sorry, Adina came up with 485 Robin Tree, and she is absolutely 100% correct.
So you email me her name and her address, and I'll send it to her.
Will do. So Adina, email me your name and address, and I will make sure Sam gets it so you can get your autographed picture.
And ask her if she wants it personalized and all that. I'm sorry? If she wants it personalized or not, or.
Oh yeah, and if you want it personalized, let us know too. I will make sure Sam gets everything. I'm so happy you won that! Yay! And like you were saying, I didn't know there was a street address ever. I was
that White House with the tree.
Yeah, that's it. I just thought it was a creepy looking house with a creepy looking tree. I didn't know they said the address anywhere, but apparently it exists. I found it in Wiki and like, oh, okay, there you go.
All right.
So I think.
All right. Thank you.
Come to a head. Thank you so much for your time and for answering all of our questions and being you.
Yeah. Well, thank you for sticking with me. All right. We'll do it again sometime.
Oh, please. Thank you. Thank you.
Everybody.
Okay. Bye, Samantha. Thanks so much.
Bye.
Bye. Okay, well, thank you so much, everybody out there, for participating in our live stream interview with Samantha Smith. It was even more amazing than I thought it could be. She is amazing, and I just want to thank you all for being so active and asking such great questions. Questions I couldn't think of. I got to pick your brains next time for some questions. You guys came up with some really good ones. Jen, you're saying the address was mentioned when Sam and Dean went back in time to save Mary from the angels. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I did not know that. I actually was combing through Wiki trying to find a good trivia question, and that's where I found the address. So I thank you for pointing that out, and thank you to everybody to Carrie, Catherine, Jen, Don't Go Stake in My Heart, which is a fabulous username, Adina, Paulette, everybody. I'm sorry if I missed your name, and I know I didn't read the Always Keep Fighting names this episode, but for the sake of Sam's time, because she was being so generous with her time, I did need to not do that tonight, but I will pick that up again next week. So please stay tuned next week, and we will have, I have no idea. Welcome to live stream. Thank you all. Love you all. And I will see you next week. Thank you so much.